Okay, so this crazy Nephite dude comes into our territory, right? And the king's guards are all like, yo, bruh, why are you coming into the land of Ishmael? Don't you know this is our turf? And they grab him and tie him up and stuff and take him to the king, right? And the king's like, what's the deal, man? Are you planning to stay here or what? And the crazy Nephite dude's all like, yeah, bro, I just want to chill, you know? Like, maybe till the day I die. And the king's like, what? That's crazy, man. And the king's all like impressed, you know? He's like, yo, crazy Nephite dude, you're alright, man. Why don't you marry one of my super fine daughters? And the crazy Nephite dude's like, nah, bruh, but I'll be your servant if you're chill with that. Total friend zone, right? But the king's cool with it. So the crazy Nephite dude starts watching the king's sheep, right? And these bad guys show up to scatter the flock. And they're all swole, right? Like, ultra insanely shredded. And the king's sheep go everywhere, you know? And the other servants of the king are all like, oh my gosh, we are so dead. The king digs his sheep, yo. And he is totally gonna ice us for this. And the crazy Nephite dude's like, chill, yo, let's just go find the sheep. So they go and get the sheep back, and they're coming with the same hot watering hole, right? And guess what? The same ultra insanely shredded guys are there again. This time, they're pull up these giant swords, and they're like, it's on, bro. And the other servants are freaking out, you know? And the crazy Nephite dude's all like, I got this. And then the crazy Nephite dude goes full ninja on these ultra insanely shredded guys, man. I mean, he's taking out bomb moves like slinging stones and cut off arms. Wah! Wah! Hi-ya! Wah! Hi-ya! Wah! Wah! We're talking mad skills, you know what I'm saying? So the ultra insanely shredded guys take off, right? And the other servants of the king are like, what just happened? So they gather up these arms, right? And they're taking them to the king and they're saying, yo, king, I don't know where you found this crazy Nephite dude, but he is crazy. And they tell him about the ultra insanely shredded guys. And the king's like, where is this guy? And the other servants are like, feeding your horses, man. And the king's like, what? This crazy Nephite's like Superman. Why is he taking orders from me? And he starts freaking out, right? So then the crazy Nephite dude gets done feeding the horses and he comes up to see the king and the king's all like, And the crazy Nephite dude's like, yo, king, you okay? And the king's like, And the crazy Nephite dude's all like, is this about the whole arm thing? And the crazy Nephite dude starts teaching the king about the plan of salvation and prophets and stuff like that. And the king is saying, I believe you. Is that where you got all your superpowers? And the crazy Nephite dude's all like, yeah. And the king repents of all his sins and is so stoked that he goes into a full coma. You know what I'm saying? Like he's out. Like out. Like 2 days, everybody's starting to think you're dead out. And the queen and the people are start crying and stuff. So they're getting ready to bury him, right? And the queen's like, bring that crazy Nephite dude in here. I gotta ask him something. And the crazy Nephite dude comes in and the queen's are like, my husband's peeps tell me that you're the prophet with some kind of crazy mad skills, right? So will you check the king out and tell me whether he's dead or not? The people are saying he stinks, but I don't smell nothing. So what's the deal? And when the crazy Nephite dude heard this, he was like, yeah! Because he knew the king was just in a happy spiritual coma, right? He was like, I was a bad dude, but I found the truth now, and I could be a good dude. That makes me so happy, I'm just gonna pass out for a while. So then the crazy Nephite dude goes, he's not dead. He's just sleeping because I taught him the gospel, and he got, like, crazy super stoked out of his mind, you know? He should wake up tomorrow. P.S. Don't bury him. And the queen was like, cool. So the next day the king wakes up, right? And he sees his wife, and he's like, hey, baby, guess what? And then he tells his wife about the amazing stuff he saw while he was in his happy spiritual coma. All kinds of visions and other incredible stuff, right? And while he's explaining this super amazing stuff to his wife, that's when things get totally mind-blown. Unbelievable, you know what I'm saying? So the king's like, and I saw this, and I saw this, and boom, homebody passes out again. And the queen's like, what? Then boom, she passes out too. So now the crazy Nephite dude drops to his knees and starts praying because he's all kinds of psyched that the king and the queen believe him, and he wants to say thank you, you know? Then boom, he passes out as well. Now the king, queen, and the crazy Nephite dude are all full catatonic, and the king's servants are all, this prophet stuff is legit. And then they start dropping, boom, boom, boom. Everyone except me, you know? Because I already knew about the gospel because of this phenomenal vision my dad had when I was a kid, right? So I was like undercover Christian for years, you know what I'm saying? And I was all like, this is unbelievable. My peeps are finally figuring this out. I need to go tell everybody what's up, right? So I started running around the town telling people to come see the palace where this is going on, right? Because I'm thinking the people are going to see this and be like, what? Maybe we should listen to this crazy Nephite dude, you know what I'm saying? But when the people get there, they're all like, this great spirit struck down the king and queen for letting this crazy Nephite dude hang out on our turf. And other people are like, nah, bro, the king finally got what he deserved for killing his servants and being such a bad dude all the time. And the ultra insanely shredded guys who were scattering the king's sheep were there, and they were all kinds of mad about the crazy Nephite dude cutting off their homie's arms, right? So one of them grabs his giant sword and goes to kill the crazy Nephite dude, and boom, he falls down too. Only he's not in a happy spiritual coma, right? He's dead. Like dead. So apparently, when this crazy Nephite dude's dad heard about his boys were going to come into the Lamanite turf, he was all sorts of worried, right? So he prayed and asked if everything would be cool, you know what I mean? And God told him that he would protect his boys and that everything would be cool. So when all the other people saw the ultra insanely shredded guy with the giant sword go down, they're all freaking out now because they're thinking the crazy Nephite dude was sent by the Great Spirit, right? Or maybe he was the Great Spirit? Or maybe he was a monster sent by the Nephites to torment them? Or maybe he was all three? Or I don't know. So it's like pandemonium, you know what I'm saying? People are arguing and yelling and screaming at each other. And then I get back from running around and sending people to the palace to see what's going on, and I'm like, well, that didn't go the way I thought. And now I'm starting to freak out because I didn't know what to do, right? So I grab the queen by the hand and she wakes up and she's like, I'm so happy I know the gospel now. And she grabs the king by the hand and he wakes up to see what's going on. He's like, whoa, peeps, chill out. And then he starts teaching people all the amazing things he learned from the crazy Nephite dude. And then the crazy Nephite dude wakes up and he and the king are tag teaming, you know? He's like, I testify this and I testify that. And then all the servants wake up and they're like, we don't want to be bad dudes anymore. And then everybody starts teaching and testifying and people are getting baptized and the whole kingdom becomes totally righteous, you know? It was legit. And that's it, man. That's basically how it all went down.